Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today is another day of the 0 to Gold Cap Challenge. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so for today we have been farming up a load of different stuff. This is because I am updating the Worth It add-on with a load more different skins and leathers that are not currently within the Worth It add-on. And this goes as follows. We have been gathering up 10 ton of stuff, which is crystal infused leather. Now these ones were located in the Blade's Edge Mountains, along with nether scales or nether dragon scales, which actually seem to be the best ones for this. This was insane. The only problem with this particular farm that I was doing is in the Shadow Moon Valley, and you had to literally fly up, kill a nether drake, and then drop back down again. So I was using my Demon Hunter's glide ability so I could endlessly do it as much as possible, and it actually netted in a lot of good gold for the hour. Now, the other things that I have been farming up is Cobra Scales and Wind Scales. Wind Scales were the same ones as that, and along with this, you also got Fell Scales as well, which is pretty cool, and I have just finished the Green Dragon Scales, which you get for the hour, and that was pretty damn good. So let's just pull up the Worth It add-on. Obviously, we haven't done this in like a few days because I've been doing the news stuff. Hopefully, you guys like the way it's actually being presented at the moment. If you do have any suggestions, please put them in the comments. I will read all of them. And Nether Scales at this moment in time, the Worth It exports for the Nether Dragon Scales, 30,000 gold on a high pop realm. That's pretty damn good. The sell rate is quite low. It's like 0.03. That's pretty damn bad, if I do say so myself. But other than that, you get a lot of knot hide leather along with this. So if you're doing a knot hide leather farm, it's worth it. And you get some nether dragon scales along with this. So that's pretty damn good. The next one that was really good is wind scales that we actually did for 21,000 gold per hour. And that turned out pretty alright. You get like 76 of those. And this has all been just gathering new data, and at this moment in time we have about 50,000 gold's worth of leathers and skins in our bag, and to be honest, it's been quite good. We've got a lot of knot hide leather as well, so I'm pretty darn chuffed with it. The only things left for data collection for Worth It's latest update will be Black Dragon Scales, Devilosaur leather and Warbear leather, hence what I'll be doing after this video. Pretty much that's what I've been doing. I've been updating the Worth It add-on, so instead of it showing in my farms, it will now show underneath the skinning part, and it will tell you where to actually source these from, along with importing the route in order to do them. But obviously it's going to take me a little bit of time to import all of the stuff. So currently it is in my farms, and I have actually exported the Worth It exports and placed those into the Worth It imports on our Discord. So if you want to see any of the ones that I'll be currently doing and posting up, basically if you want to get a head start on before the latest update, you can import those farms through our Discord and just going into Worth It imports. So then you can see which ones are worth it for you. So Cobra Scales used to be a big one. It's not actually that good anymore, mainly because it's been covered like a load of times. But Nether Dragon Scales, great one to do. The Green Dragon Scales, however, is not that good. That one's in the Temple of Altal Hakar. So yeah, pretty much we've gained a lot of different stuff, and I'm pretty damn happy with it. The farming hasn't actually stopped as of yet. I will be, however, working on the next load of stuff moving forward, and that will be just going over towards doing our other skinning and leather stuff for Worth It. So gaining some form of metric for those farms, and then we'll be redoing them to find a base average. So we've got to do at least 10 runs of these to even find an average for the hour. But at this moment in time, just been running them like crazy, seeing which ones are the best, and we're actually making some gold through gathering professions through this. So we've been doing quite all right. I've got to do quite a few more for the rest of the day, and once they're all done, we are going to get into Transmog. yes, this is the prime time to use Transmog, as this is the end of an expansion and following up to the latest expansion, which is Shadowlands. Transmog will always be a very good one near the end of an expansion. This is because most people stop doing raiding, stop doing a load of different things, because the progression will then stop and people will just be like, oh, let's just make my character look cool. And especially on an RP realm such as Argent Dawn, like what I'm on, Transmog are going to sell quite dramatically. Along with the quarantine, which is happening in the world, more people are playing, I've noticed, and we're actually experiencing some lag for once. And I must admit, we're going to have to double down on a load of farms. That means I'm going to have to do days upon days of the same dungeon in order to get the high-end transmogs that we are going for. Aside from that, someone was asking on my Discord earlier about the restocking groups and TSM groups. I got that off of my profile and I've updated that into Discord, so you're welcome, you can have that. And also I have updated my TSM ones, which is the one that I'm using at this moment. This one's the more of along the lines of the gathering TSM setup. So if you're more of a gatherer, you can use that. But aside from that, guys, let's just get into the gold for the day. Now, I must admit, before we get into the gold for the day, I've been really enjoying doing the news part of it, like the updates, the latest Shadowlands stuff, because I'm getting super hyped on my own. So I'd rather share it with you guys, as we're now daily, and we can still do both as well. So we can do the gold farming stuff and the updates on what's actually coming about for Shadowlands, because I'm super getting hyped and it's kind of nice to share that with you guys. But aside from that, guys, I am going to be working on a few other things. So that being the case, let's just get into the goal for the day and then we can jump over to what we're actually doing. So that being the case, let's just take all of this type of stuff out of our bags. So that would be like the knot hide leather and all that stuff that we actually just finished farming up. We can post those to the auction house. The gold for the day is 75,061 gold. Obviously we slumped because we were doing the new stuff and we were focusing only on that, but not a problem because we're going to be doing a hell of a lot of gathering in one day. And the things that are of note is we sold 460 roseate pigment for 4,794 gold. We sold a load of imbued neverweave bags, but they're not worth all that much. Probably not going to recraft those ever again. And we sold 47 enchant weapons of siphoning. Stuff are going to drop in price as well. 2,144 of those. War Scrolls of Intellect, 146 of those for 18,725 gold. A Glyph of Falling Thunder, 1,424 gold. And 4 Comfortable Riders Bardings for 2,642 gold. Along with this, we also sold another 2 Comfortable Bardings for 1,321 gold and a Glyph of Blackout, which is 1,044 gold. The Enchant Accord of Critical Strike is 14 of those for 5,988 gold. And a Prospector's Chest Piece, which is a Transmog item I might hasten to add, is 4,139 gold. The other things of note that we actually sold is a Bountiful Captain's Feast, 11 of those for 6,280 gold, and a Greater Flask of Vast Horizons, 30 of those for 12,827 gold. And moving on with this, we've actually sold quite a bit, and that is the Versatile Navigation Enchant for 4 of those for 1,044 gold, and another Accord of Critical Strike, 10 of those for 4,277 gold. The last thing of note is 240 Winter's Kiss for 1,117 gold, bringing our total to 75,061 gold. Let's just pull all this gold in. I'm pretty damn happy about this. I have actually missed this after the last few days of just doing news stuff. And it's kind of nice to just jump back into a bit of gold farming and all that jazz. I have been doing this in the meantime, doing gold farming as well as doing that, so I haven't really been slacking all that much. I've had some IRL stuff I've had to do in life, but not a problem when it comes to all that stuff. So judging by this, we're actually gathering up quite a lot for the last couple of days, and that leaves us at 669,968 gold in total in our bags. and judging by what I've got planned, we should be pulling in a strong amount of gold overall. Now, the next thing of note is to just post all of these stuff to the auction house. So let's just run our posting scan for posting all of this on the auction house, because if it's not on the auction house, it's not going to sell. So yeah, we are trying to remember to post these. But aside from that, I'm pretty damn happy on the way things are going at this moment in time. I'm doing some Worth It updates. I'm also going to be jumping over to doing some Worth It Classic stuff. And the alpha for that should be live by the end of the day on the Discord and on Twitch. This is just an alpha, and that means that it will be solely the herbalism module and a couple of farms in the skinning and mining. The recorder is actually viable, so if you play classic, you can use the recorder, not a problem, and then we can go from there. Aside from that, pretty damn happy on the way things are going. And one thing of note, I've had a question about a few things, and some people have been DMing me in Discord about whether or not I will be doing like a Patreon for like additional stuff or something. I have now made a Patreon. It is in the link in the description, and I must admit, I was really hesitant in order to make this. But I was like, well, if I actually can just provide something. So what it's actually going to go like with the Patreon is I've wrote up a complete gold making guide for pretty much every method of making gold, and along with that a Worth It setup guide included within that guide. That is for any of the Patreons, so even if it's like a $5 a month, and then you can get that guide, and then I'll update that as and when I have extra additional stuff to add to it. Along with this, I thought it would be handy if you do become a Patreon, that will make a role within the Discord, so you can then have the Patreon role, and then you have access to the private Patreon chat, which then I can see more. So even if you link to me in like general chat, sometimes I don't always see that. So if it's in the Patreon one, I'm more likely to see it, because then I know that it's in that chat, so to speak. And aside from that, with the Patreon, I didn't know about, I really don't know about all of this type of stuff with like the monthly Patreon stuff. It kind of feels weird going, I will take your money and all that stuff. I like doing this type of stuff in game, so IRL life, this is kind of a new thing for me. So I've added a bit more value, and along with this, along with the guide and the roles and the private chats and all that stuff, I am setting up a 5 bullet point thing that I will be doing every Sunday. And that is the 5 things that are working for me this week, and what I plan on doing for the following week as well. And I'll be doing that every Sunday as well as that, just to give you guys a heads up on what's actually going along with there. So I've added like so many types of stuff into that, because I didn't feel right just setting it up, because I know a lot of you were going, I would like to join your like Patreon or something, and I was like, well, I don't have it. So yeah, I've now made it, and it's there, and hopefully I feel a lot more better about it by just adding a load of stuff that you can just have provided to you in value wise. So that makes me feel a bit better about doing that. But other than that, guys, that is pretty much all I have to say for the day. Take it easy, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow.